Why are recruiters not giving feedback? That's a tough one. Because yes, if you ask people having a negative opinion on recruiters, why? Lack of feedback will certainly be one of the top 3 reasons. And to be fair, it is difficult to find anyone who never had a bad experience in that regard. And I'm not here to condemn and certainly not to pretend being better than anyone. I don't believe that there would be the few recruiters with a high ethic and the others, the bad ones who deserve to be publicly shamed. I think that it is much more complex. I understand that we all have our part of responsibility in this, that we can all fail and that we can also all improve. I also know, and it is certainly not an excuse, that not everybody received the correct tools to do the job properly. And when you feel overwhelmed, and God knows how overwhelmed you can feel in this job, if you are not organized, you can easily make mistakes. Because yes, if you know that it is a challenge for you, why don't you define a strategy to avoid this kind of situation to happen, to avoid this kind of situation where you feel overwhelmed, to avoid to be in a situation where you feel that you have no time to do it or you simply forget it, because it is not true, it is only a question of organization. And that's the topic of the video, how to help recruiters but also candidates to avoid this situation to happen, because it is a two-way relationship. So it is important for you to know as a candidate how to take part in this strategy. Number 1, tackle the problem up front by defining the terms of the collaboration as of the beginning and finding an agreement together. What is the best way to reach you? But also what is the best way to reach the candidate via text messages, via phone calls, via emails, WhatsApp or whatsoever. Every communication doesn't need to go through a phone call necessarily. Keep it simple and don't try to overdo it, because this is how you will feel overwhelmed. Also, how long do you need to provide feedback, and be realistic, manage expectation. And based on the answer, find an agreement together, get their consent, so you both know what exactly to expect next. Number 2, share the responsibility. So now that you planned what is coming next, you should also define the role and the responsibility. It is a two-way relationship. You want to make the candidate feel involved in the process. It is a message that you want to convey. You want to make them feel comfortable to contact you. Mr. the candidate, let's have a call this Friday at 11 p.m. And it shouldn't happen, but if I ever forget, please do not hesitate to give me a call, to send me a text message, to send me a reminder, and I will follow it up straight away. Number 3, no feedback is a feedback. Sometimes because you feel disappointed that you don't have a concrete information to share to your candidate yet, you prefer to delay your call, thinking that in the meantime you will try to get the feedback that you want so you can give valuable information to your candidate. But it is a mistake, because first of all, it is typically how you end up in a situation where you feel overwhelmed or you forget. And second of all, it is an important information for your candidate, knowing that you didn't forget him, that you are trying to get the feedback from the hiring manager, and that you are working on it. It is a feedback for your candidate. So you should only focus on what you can control and stick to your plan. And number 4, commitment and expectation management. The higher your commitment from the hiring manager will be, the more likely you will get a feedback. So focusing on committed job is the best way to secure feedback for your candidate. Nevertheless, it could be that you don't always have the commitment level that you wish. For example, because it is a new client, or because you want to maximize opportunities for your candidate and you have a portal job fitting his profile. And that is fine, but then you need to be honest and open about it. So the candidate can know exactly what he can expect from this process, and also you can decide together whether you go for it or not. Number 5, do not procrastinate. When we don't like to do something, we tend to put it off to tomorrow. And giving a negative feedback or rejecting a candidate is not very pleasant. So you postpone it, and you either end up in a situation where you either forget or you feel overwhelmed. So you need to change that and to give the feedback immediately, either positive or negative. Number 6, technology is your friend. Use technology to reduce the risk to delay your feedback or to forget to give a feedback. So for example, having the possibility to group the candidates who are not going to the second round of the process and to notify them that they are not selected, or to notify the candidates when the opportunity within your ATS is closed, etc. And not only your ATS or your tool can help you to automate, but also it can help you to centralize everything so you can have a clear vision on your candidate in process. And number 7, plan a weekly feedback session in your agenda. So for example, every Friday at 11 a.m., you go through your list, either via your ATS, and if you don't have one, you can use a Trello, you can use Notion, you can use an Excel sheet, and you make sure that every candidate in that list receive a feedback. And once again, we all do mistakes, but we can also all improve. So Try to implement this in your strategy and like the video so it can spread to more people. Thank you and see you next week.